destiny in the fires of hope and prayer. With boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Heavenly Father, we come before you at the start of this new day, giving thanks for life, for health, and the opportunity to serve through this station. We ask for your divine presence to guide us in all we do. Bless this broadcast, that it may be a source of inspiration, joy, and unity to all who tune in. Whether near or far, may our words uplift, our music heal, and our message bring light to those who need it most. We pray for our listeners, wherever they may be. Grant them strength for the day ahead, peace in their hearts, and success in all they put their hands to. Cover those traveling with your protection, and those at home with your comfort and provision. Lord, may everything we do bring honor to you and be a blessing to others. Guide our steps, bless our efforts, and let this station be a vessel of positivity and hope. In your name we pray. Amen.
Your voice, your soundtrack, your station. New Era TT Radio. NETT Radio.
Hard like steel and iron.
Yeah, yeah. If you want your session mash up tonight, tell them call me. And if you want your party swinging all night, tell them call me. If you want to see all hands up in the air, tell them call me. Misbehaving all night like we don't care, tell them call me. Every year I'm hearing people complain, time to bring the vibes back to partying. From the fete to the road on Carnival Day, uptown to downtown, it don't matter where. Well, if you want your fete mash up, fine, 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 call me. With everybody having a time.
Hey, I will get the girl to wine on the tweeter. You will get the girl to wine on the bass. I will get the girl to jump on the speaker. You will get the crowd to mash up the place. I will get the crowd to pick up momentum, and you will get the crowd to pick up the pace. I will get the crowd to get in a section and blaze.
If you want your session mash up tonight, tell them call me. And if you want your party swinging all night, tell them call me. If you want to see all hands up in the air, tell them call me. Misbehaving all night like we don't care, tell them. So tell Amnesia, Wetset and Mocha, hey Wassa, Custom Fire, Insomnia, all over, uptown and downtown, tell them around town.
Tell them call me and call me now. I like a runaway train, so just call me now. Listen up, goody, and the people are ball me now. Don't try trip me and fall me now. Hey, call quick and call quick. The crowd ready to please and me not stick. Make you booking in paper or plastic, and don't stretch me out like
This song is
elastic.
a kind of something to keep you whining, keep the crowd them jumping and hands up, they waving. See whole night we fetting from night till morning. Tell the man and all the women start whining. If you want your session mash up tonight, tell them
Start your day right.
Tell them call me. If you want your session mash up tonight.
If you want your morning start off just right,
If you want your party.
tell them call we. Call we.
If you want your
Call us right here on New Era TT Radio. Good morning, everybody.
want your party swinging.
Yes, yes, it is a beautiful morning. It's a God blessed day.
Mash up tonight. Tell them call
And wherever you may be on this beautiful planet, we say a very special good morning to you. Trinidad and Tobago, wake up, good morning.
them call me.
Friends and family streaming all around the globe, good day to you.
If you want your session mash up tonight. Tell them
Our folks who are streaming up and down the Eastern Caribbean, good day to you. And of course, thank you so much for making us your choice each and every day. As I said, it is New Era TT Radio, the heartbeat of the Caribbean, and we take you above and beyond.
if you want your session mash up tonight.
Let me also say a very special good morning, and of course, thanks to the Heavenly Father for bringing us together for another day. All that we do, dear God, let it be a blessing, honor to you. People, I'm yours truly, Sir Charles. Happy am I to be in your company
If you
on this Thursday morning. Yes, we're heading down to the weekend. Remember, this is your Get Up and Go. Everybody, welcome to the Breakfast Show.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The breakfast show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line. Let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Oh, oh, good vibes rolling through the air. The breakfast show energy everywhere. We talk, we laugh, we make you think. Grab your doubles or your morning drink.
All right, so we are here, and we are getting here more and more.
It's a rainy morning. Rain is
Yes, it raining by you?
absolutely pouring in Arima.
Wow.
Pouring bucket a drop. Good
The
morning,
water basket.
Good morning, Richard. Morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, it's pouring rain in Arima right now. So I would imagine Richard couldn't even go on the road and get papers because if the rain is this heavy down by me, more than likely it's heavier up by his side.
Yeah. Well, since yesterday, it's been like that, eh? It's no way.
Yeah, well, yesterday wasn't as bad, but today, right now, it's absolutely pouring where I am. I don't know what it's like in the neck of your woods for people who are on the stream, but I would imagine for the people in Arima. But anyway, not all parts of Arima rain falls when it's falling, you know?
I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah, not all parts, you know. But yes, it's December 4th, 2025. Hi, Rich.
Hey, good morning, guys, and good morning to our listeners and viewers wherever you are across the planet. We know you have a choice, and thanks for. Of course, it is Thursday, so the weekend begins tonight, people, at a second after midnight. And you know we're here to remind you about that because we look forward to weekends, and this weekend is special because it's our final show of your Dolly Foul to Watch Con in Sapa in San Fernando. We end in San Fernando, sorry. That's where we end in San Fernando, and I said Port of Spain. In San Fernando is where the play comes to an end on one show only on Saturday night at 8:30 p.m. And of course, the box office at Sapa opens 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily, but you'll hear more about it during the show. Good morning, guys. Good morning to Wendell, and good morning to Sir Charles, and good morning to all the people already in the stream. I see the numbers ticking up as usual. And of course, good morning to all of the people viewing us on Gael Caribbean in the English-speaking Caribbean and apparently in North America, according to what Sir Charles and them say yesterday. But I don't know that it's in North America because nobody really confirmed it, did they? So, but Gael Caribbean, wherever it's showing. So good morning to all of the people watching us there. And welcome to the Breakfast Show this morning.
Yes, welcome to the Breakfast Show. As I said earlier on, it's a rainy morning, so be mindful of that when you exiting and when you traversing the nation. So it's today, but it's a rainy morning, as I said, in Arima. I don't know how it is on other parts of the globe. But we're here, we have to be there. I don't know if you all saw, well, I know we have to do good news, right? But I saw another heartbreaking video yesterday from one of our national sporting icons, former goalkeeper, and sports commentator Shaka Hislop. I don't know if you all saw it.
I have a story to tell. Roughly 18 months ago, I went for my annual physical and insisted on a PSA test, as I always do. This time around, though, my PSA was elevated. An MRI and biopsy quickly determined that I had a fairly aggressive prostate cancer. A year ago, almost to the day, December 6th to be exact, I had a radical prostatectomy, and I thought that was it. But then, 6 months later, my PSA was again on the rise, and another scan showed that my prostate cancer had spread to my pelvic bone. I started on medication pretty soon after, and just this morning completed 7.5 weeks of radiation therapy. The journey continues. But doctors recommend that all men over the age of 50 get their PSA checked regularly. If you're of African descent, that age drops to 40. If you're somewhere like the UK or somewhere else that PSA tests aren't encouraged, you have got to insist. And having a history of cancer in your family doesn't matter. I had genetic testing done and they showed no traits in my family, yet this year would show that, without going into too much detail, that even that didn't exclude everybody in my immediate family. And now, the highest rate of prostate cancer mortality is in Caribbean men. So if you allow me to speak to my community, my people, please go get tested. Know your PSA, track its history. Prostate cancer is survivable if caught early enough. There are treatments for it. Testing saves lives. And save mine.
You know, you could just tell he is holding back tears there in that video. But it's such an important message that we've been trying to deliver ourselves on a morning.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of men now do really get the PSA test. I don't know if all do, obviously not. But I know it's a kind of annual test that many men will do as part of the overall blood work. And of course, they also say you should get the physical test too.
Yeah.
You should do both. So, you know, you try to, as best as you can, do both when you can. I mean, up to this year, I did it. Earlier this year, I did it. Both, I did both tests, the PSA and the physical test. And because you just have to, you should.
Especially when you cross 40.
Yep.
And especially if you have African descent. You must.
Yep.
You have to.
So do it. If you've been delaying it, do it now. Do it today.
Yeah.
The PSA test is not that expensive. So you could just go and get it done, you know, at any reputable lab. And you could have your doctor look at the results. And if you don't want to pay the money to go to a doctor, you can use AI, and AI will tell you the results.
Yeah.
Now, caution, AI can make mistakes, so it's better to have a health professional go through it.
Yeah.
And I know some people will take that shortcut and say, AI, tell me if it's anything to be concerned here. And AI will look at the results once you upload the PDF. But you really should consult a health professional. That's the more, you know, the better thing to do in looking at whatever your health issues are. Ringing that bell, of course, at the end is what people would ring when they go through radiation treatment, and your radiation treatment is completed. Usually they give you a certificate of some sort. They give you something, and then you ring the bell as you exit the hospital, presumptively for the last time, in terms of whatever facility you're getting the radiation done at. You ring that bell, and of course, people who are wherever they are, whether they going and making their rounds or people waiting in the lobby, everybody applauds you for completing your radiation treatment.
Yeah.
That's
It's
what that
tough.
bell is.
2 days
If people were confused about what the bell ringing was at the end.
Yeah. I'm glad you explained it because I didn't know actually.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, it's 2 days straight to get news from 2 different people, you know, celebrities in their own right in Trinidad and Tobago. hopefully more and more people get the message and they go and get themselves checked, because it really is a disturb. Cancer is the devil. Any form of cancer, But anyway, I don't know if you have good news still.
Well, yeah, I do have a good news. I just decided to do Tobago today because I can.
Pure Caribbean magic. Here are 10 things you absolutely cannot miss. First and foremost, make sure you check out Pigeon Point Beach. It's one of the world's most beautiful beaches. The water is so blue, it reminded me of the Maldives. Number 2, make sure you taste local food. I'm talking doubles, bus-up shut with curry goat. Honestly, the best food. Number 3, make sure you visit the famous beach, Englishman's Bay. Don't be fooled, there's nothing English about it. It is secluded and completely covered by palm trees. Number 4, make sure you explore the rainforest. It's in the north. You will soak up the lush greenery, waterfalls and wildlife. Number 5, spend time with tiny magical hummingbirds. They're a national symbol and super cute. Number 6, another beach you need to visit, Pirates Bay. It's stunning, secluded and straight out of a postcard. Number 7, book yourself a stay at Kasara Retreats. It has insane views and authentic local vibe. Number 8, visit Kasara Waterfall. It is so beautiful. Just be careful flying your drone because I definitely crashed mine. Number 9, grab a meal at Boathouse Restaurant. The food is fresh. You can literally see them preparing it before you go in. They have amazing entertainment and it's perfect for a sunset view if you make it on time. And last but not least, number 10, make sure you go to the Bonfire Beach Party where you can dance with the locals and it's great fun. This happens normally on a Thursday. Follow me for more travel content.
All right. Tobago in the spotlight. All how Tobago is in the spotlight now. Of course, the THA elections are coming up on January 12th. Not too far from now, just over a month. January 12th will be the elections of the Tobago House of Assembly. So all the parties are busy readying themselves for that internal election.
Yeah. And before we go on, I just wanted to thank David Wares for Chaka Islop. He sent it via email this morning, and it was easy to just transfer it across to the studio. So thank you, David, for sharing that and making it shareable quickly for me to load it up into the show. Yeah.
Of course, our guest in the second hour will be the mayor of Port of Spain as we talk the city of Port of Spain. So don't change your dial when 7 o'clock comes. But I wanted to just attend to some housekeeping matters because yesterday, I not let a lot of things bother me, and it's not really bothering me. But I just thought I should say it. I want to thank first all the people who have continued to listen to and share, watch, do whatever they need to do to support the breakfast show since we have been on air. We've been on air since April 2nd, 2025. That's what, 8 months? Just about 8 months. We've been on air. And it's a labor of love, really. It's a labor of sacrifice that we do, here every morning to try to bring the information and the entertainment. What I sometimes take umbrage at is people who paint or picture or program in a certain light and with certain biases. I take umbrage sometimes at that. And we would have had a chatter from some people yesterday who went that direction. Mind you, they've remained our fans. They've remained part of the show, so they understand what the show is really about and that this show has no inherent biases. You understand? Everybody know my political leanings. Sir Charles and Richard has not declared any political leanings as far as I'm aware. You understand? But we try to cover as much topics as possible in the morning, and we will try to get a wide array of guests. Sometimes we have a hell getting members of the current government. You understand? So we resort to members of the past government or anybody, as a matter of fact. We've done lawyers, we've done doctors, we've done what is Dr. Loeb? He's
astrophysicist. He's an astrophysicist.
You understand? We've done all manner of people on this. We've done people who've been involved in drug trafficking. You name it, we've done it on this breakfast show. So when people are busy sometimes in the chat trying to paint us in a certain direction, it's not fair to us. It's not fair to our fans who have to take that level of chatter sometimes. You understand? I'm not a hater. Nobody hates anybody in this program. You understand? Nobody bullies anybody. You understand? But at the same time, we try to be respectful. And I think we should continue to try to be that way, to ensure that we are the #1 program. Because I think we are. Without a statistic coming from anybody, without data coming from anybody, I think we are the #1 program on breakfast radio. Anywhere in the world right now. You understand? And we want to keep it that way. Right? Thank you very much.
All right, so this is where we'll take a break and we'll be right back.
There's no Christmas like Christmas on New Era TT Radio.
Oh, how I wish I were a child again, where poinsettias keep reminding you.
Christmas is family.
A Christmas gift of love. It's the kind of gift a man enjoys.
Christmas is love.
Have a Merry Christmas, my dear, and have a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas from all of us here at New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio.
Merry Christmas, everybody!
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Charm Flair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at #1 Industrial Lane, Charm Flair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davanti tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charm Flair Auto Services Limited, #1 Industrial Lane, Charm Flair. We do it all.
It's Christmas. Can't do it without black cake, homemade bread, sweet bread, pone, pastel, and punch creme. Get it at Val's Kitchen in Dabadi. To place your order, call 758-0148. Yes, delivery can be arranged. Val's Kitchen, Dabadi.
Black cake I love, with one shall be mine.
What really going on in here, boy? Listen, it's Christmas, not carnival. Take that hat off, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, my God. Hello, excuse. Oh, you need this because all you're red off key. What's really going on in... What are you doing? What are you... Listen, you're supposed to be decorating the tree. The tree, not her. Come on, people, get yourselves together. What are you doing? We have a show at Central Bank Auditorium on December the 7th at 6:30 p.m. And this is what you're doing? Come on, get yourselves together. Uncle Rody, you sleeping? No. You in the show too? Get up. Do something. Come on, people. This is the show to end the year. Christmas is in the air. Yes!
Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas.
Christmas, calamity, confusion, and carols.
Don't
Alright. Everybody back to work.
Looking for pet supplies that wouldn't bite? Visit Bow Wow Supply Limited, your friendly family-owned pet store at the corner of Cane Farm Avenue and 5th Street West, Cane Farm, Trin City. We offer fabulous prices, great service, and a wide range of foods, treats, toys, grooming products, and accessories. Everything your pet needs in one place. We are open Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sundays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Coming today, Bow Wow Supply Limited, Cane Farm Avenue and 5th Street West, Cane Farm, Trin City. Your pet's friendly place. Call us at 640-7184.
Ho, ho, ho! This Christmas, small businesses, this one's just for you. Get your brand, your product, your business in front of thousands every single day on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio, and Gaia Caribbean TV. And here's the gift you've been waiting for. Radio and television advertising has never been more affordable anywhere else. We are talking unbelievable real rates. Prices no one else can offer you for primetime slots that put your business right where your customers are watching and listening. So, call us today at 299-5156 and turn your Christmas into real results and real profits with affordable advertising so you too can say Merry Christmas.
Christmas is coming and theater is going. You don't need found to watch corn. It's down to one final performance. The #1 comedy of 2025 is coming to an end. One show only. Saturday the 6th of December at 8:30 p.m. at Sapper. Tickets available at K Squared Fashion, C3 Center and Brentwood Mall. And at Friends of Marabella by the Roundabout. Tickets also available at the Sapper box office for 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Don't miss the #1 play of 2025. You don't need foul to watch corn. Don't miss it.
All right, so we're back just after the short break to pay some bills. And of course, Wendell, over to you and the Daily Express for this morning.
You clean forget about the people in the chat, eh?
I know, so
Sorry, them in truth.
Wendell ran kick over the that part of the show this morning.
Yeah, that's what happened, you know.
Yeah.
So I look at the time and I said, we are hear me, Wendell and Sir Charles. I look at the time and say, hey, we bang on time this morning, boy.
No. Wendell ran.
I realized, wait, we didn't do the greetings in the show.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, let me quickly do them and then go straight to
No, it's important. It's important. So
it is very important. Eunice Dublin at 12 midnight. Margaret Thomas, Valerie Mendoza, Old Lady Suzanne Jessup, and that's from Suzanne, Suzette, and Miss Gemma. DL, Josie Richardson, Brennan Smith, Ava Smith, Old Lady, okay. You know, I've been trying to get the Minister of Youth and Sports and Youth Affairs on many occasions, but he's never been responding. Boy B. Dacey, Diane Payne, Marlon Motley, Norris Ferguson, or catch picking up people early this morning. Erica Charles, Black Panther Raw, that's a brand new name. Slick Money Grip, and when you see names come in capital letters are wary. Odell Guy, good morning. Trini Merle Kitchen, Robert Taylor, Michael Cadet, Carol Guevara, Manuela Peters, Rena Budu Jennings, Sherwin, and Juliet Kerr, Prabha Rambia, Gavin Frank, Trini, out there, I think that's in Nashville. Carl M. Jack, thanks and stay safe. Kathy Ann Charles, and of course, Arlene in Bronxville, Texas. CJ in Trinidad, CJ from New York in Trinidad. Lambert Bruce, Trinidad Margot, Apollonus, Ingrid from Tucson, Debbie Modest, Kenny in Harlem, David McCarthy, Ambrose Blah, Shanika York, Far Rockaway, Wendy Ann James, and Wendy Ann and Frank James, Ron DeSantis Jr., Dave Gosain, Carla Hercules, Susie B, Ruku Rao, Joyce Phillip, Florence Bazi, Bernadette and Nelicia Yates, Lester Cragwell, Julia Samantha, Mrs. R, Cheryl Henry, and Nicola McNichols, all saying good morning and different levels of comments this morning. So Charles, you have any?
Yes, so let me say good morning to Pauline. Let me say good morning to Kent in Laventille, Carlin and Kelly in Caranage, Archbishop Ashton Clark, good day to you. Frank in Aruka, Captain Ron in Orlando, Zena in Arima, and also to Peter, good morning to you. Cynthia, Aaron, good morning. Mr. Billy, Powder Magazine, Mr. Beeps, and the people down there in Pity Valley, and all the people on the Gaia stream. As said, thank you very much for being here this morning. Speeding through with it this morning.
Yep, Carla, people also. I get a how I should put it, a little scoop on a police meeting they had yesterday. Bacchanal in the meeting, yes? A meeting about the absorption of SRPs and so on, where the Minister of Homeland Security was in attendance. Bacchanal in the meeting, yes? It'll come out in the media, trust me, it'll come out in the media, right?
But I see that I saw that. Anyway, we could talk this after the headlines. And no, you don't ring the bell because you're cancer free. I think somebody was suggesting that.
Yeah, I think it's wrong.
Yeah, no, you ring the bell because you have completed your radiation treatment.
Yeah, he was asking, is he cancer free?
Oh well, that is something that is determined, you know, by constant checkups and stuff.
Yeah, that don't happen right away. Yes, Ron DeSantis Jr. was asking that actually. You know, I suspect that that's in St. James. I'm not sure. You know. Anyway, where he went for the treatment, I'm not sure if it's in Trinidad.
It doesn't look like it's in Trinidad. There was something on the wall. I'm trying to read it.
All right. Well, maybe.
I mean, most places who do radiation treatment have the bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know Chris Nathan went to St. He said that.
But he says between Granby and St. James.
Yeah. Mom put out of car, today's Express. Mom put out of car stolen in Marabella. PM blames sanction busting Venezuelan criminals and PNM in defense of U.S. radar. The Prime Minister is losing it with her comments. I mean, I'll probably dip into that article. Dr. Daphne Phillips has died. That she was a former government minister under Basdeo Pandey, and she acted as prime minister on more than one occasion back then. The man in the pond, that's also a trending story. 2 shot during armed robbery in Sangre Grande, and Granny, the cell phone of murdered grandmother, was found in the washroom of a bar in Gasparilla on Tuesday, hours after she was found bleeding from a wound to her throat in her bedroom. Tougher penalties coming for errant drivers. That's also a trending story. And that story of the Prime Minister blames sanction busting Venezuela. It says days after she downplayed the United States military presence in Tobago, later disclosing the installation of what is believed to be a U.S. battle-grade air defense radar being installed at the ANR Robinson. Kamala Persad-Bissessar alleged that crime in the country is being driven by sanction-busting Venezuelan criminals. The Prime Minister took to her official X account this evening, calling for answers from the opposition People's National Movement, while claiming that the new radar system was intended to assist with the detection of Venezuelan crude oil sanction-busting activities and traffickers who she says been conducting deliveries of narcotics, firearms, ammunition, and migrants from Venezuela. My God. All right.
Can I go to the news day now?
Yeah.
News day for today. Of course, today is Thursday. Today is Thursday the 4th. What is it?
Yeah.
The 4th.
The 4th. Yes.
Yeah. Thursday the 4th of December, 2025. And in the Newsday today, Vancouver Hospital, SWRHA, hiring more nurses. Imber slams extremely dangerous clauses in finance bill. Divantala remembered as forever changing local TV film. Bandits take grog cash and speaker from Diego Martin home. And PNM warns Kamla to cool it on rhetoric or face legal action. High Court, TPS Promotion Advisory Board breached law. OWTU wants clear timeline on agreed wage increase. Temporary layoff for junior SAMI workers as contracts dry up. And found dead in bed, Gasparilla woman's throat slit. So that's some of the stories, some of them pretty tragic, in the Newsday this morning. Over to you in the Guardian, Sir Charles.
Okay, thank you very much. So it seems that there is a bacchanal brewing, PSA CPO clash over non-cash option for public servants remaining payout. Thomas says it was not part of the agreement. So all right, so something else going on there. Radar Rao escalates. PM accuses Beckles of aiding criminals as opposition demands transparency. Economist warns of inflammatory pressure from PSA payout. Opposition to PM. Cool it, Kamla. Nice, Dr. Brown. Radar Christmas gift to Tobago, says TPP candidate. And Senator Radar in Tobago has to go. Residents also traumatized by U.S. military aircraft. Plenty stories.
Are you finished, Sir Charles?
Oh, yes, I am. Thank you very much,
Okay,
guys.
well, you need to say I'm finished.
I am finished. I'm finished.
You can tell, you know, when he take that last breath kind of thing.
You don't want that space on air, and it's like.
No, but you take a kind of last breath, Richard. You must know.
Okay, well then you deal with coming back after that. So you know, there's several stories coming out of the news. One of them, of course, that PSA CPO bacchanal, because the CPO says, according to the news, that they've committed to pay in cash the prepayment, the payment on the arrears, which I gave a kind of example how it might run last year from some information that I received. And then they said the rest of the arrears might be in a non-cash method. The PSA then sent apparently the video of the Minister of Finance being interviewed as he entered Parliament, where the reporters asked him, do you have money to pay the arrears? And he said, yes, I have the money. As in, I have the money. The CPO is saying when he says he has the money, and pursuant to the video, is that he meant he have the money for the prepayment.
The initial amount, yes.
The initial amount. Now, you see this kind of spinning that public officials and politicians do. It's tiresome and it's borderline irritating. I saw that interview when the Minister of Finance did it. The Minister of Finance never said, I have the money only for the prepayment. They asked him, asking him specifically about the $3.8 billion and do you have the money to pay the back pay? And when they mean the back pay, at that time, the reporters weren't aware of any prepayment. They were asking about the $3.8 billion. So let's not try to make nonsense out of silliness. Just stop this silliness. Okay? So when he answered, he said, yes, I have the money. It's in response to any logical reporter. It's the $3.8 billion. So now to come back and backtrack and say, oh, that meant for the prepayment is playing dotish with people's money. Now, if you didn't have the money in the first place, then put that in the agreement in a tangible way. And obviously, it's not in the agreement in a tangible way because the PSA is now objecting to what you're saying. And let me tell you something, the thousands and thousands and thousands of public officers who are members of the PSA or not, be a member of the PSA and still be affected by the award, right? And so the thousands of people ain't want to hear nothing about non-cash options.
Yeah.
I can tell you that.
But I'll tell you something.
They ain't want to hear nothing about that. Now, the capacity to pay is a separate issue. Do we have that kind of money? Then what the hell you promised 10% for?
Richard,
I'm all for people getting their 10% because I was part of the public sector at one point. Now, but I mean, I would not have been affected. But what I'm saying is, there are some members of where I used to work that would have been affected by that increase. And all power, if you could get the 10%, I'm saying give the people the 10%. A lot of times public officers work very hard. And are they deserving of the 10%? In my opinion, absolutely they are. So if you have to find the money and stop hedging and trying to bring in other factors into it that were not there before.
Yeah.
And trying to spin an interview that was done into what it was not.
Richard, I
sound like I was in the PSA.
No, I have a slightly different view.
Yes, something like this.
Slightly different view. Because I'm not certain I could believe everything the PSA come in and telling us. I'm not certain I could believe that. So because the CPU, right? I don't know him. I mean, I don't know what his style is like, but he's been pretty straightforward every time he comes to the media. The few times he comes to the media, he's been pretty straightforward, right? The politicians, I agree, they're saying whatever the camera in front of them on the day. Yeah, we have the money. Yeah, we get the property tax.
Let me tell you why. Because the CPU, according to the news last night, said that that's what the Minister of Finance meant in that interview.
Right.
If that is accurate, you're spinning nonsense. So because I saw that interview, and that interview happened before the negotiations. Yes. So nobody knew about any prepayment.
Yes, yeah, you're right. You're right about that. And I'm saying, remember the CPO taking instructions, from the politicians at the end of the day,
And that is it. The CPO is not the one who go in and find the money.
Yeah,
but exactly. But my point is, if you promised the 10% because the unions aligned with you, and you said, and you instructed the CPO to start at 10%. They agreed on those negotiations. I don't think that the PSA is necessarily going to lie and say there was no cash option, because that would have been brought up and that would have been a sore point for the PSA in terms of the agreement that they would have signed.
Yes.
So you purporting that the PSA might have been less than honest in what took place, I will take with a pong of salt, because in terms of that would be something that they would have articulated loud and clear, which is now happening because of what is transpiring there.
But Richard, that's unusual to get part payment in cash and part in bonds and so on. That's not unusual.
Has it happened before? Yes. I don't know that it's usual. I don't know that it's usual, which is the implication of what you're saying.
No, I said it's not unusual.
That has happened before, but I don't know that it's usual. And the
fact is, you get the feeling that even if it has happened before or whatever is the case, it would have been put on the table so they would know, look, we're getting 10% in cash, we're getting 50% in land,
Yeah, whatever it was. And obviously that was not part of the negotiations according to what the news, I have to always say according to what the news said last night. But what I can't say with any certainty is that when the reporters asked the Minister of Finance that question, they were talking about the $3.8 billion.
Yes,
and he said, if I know public officers want their money.
I know that too.
If I know public officers and public officers don't want no bond, because when you get a bond, then you have banks saying, well, we'll give you the bond, but you'll get 80% of it if you cash it now.
I want to tell public officers this morning, 40,000 people want back their job too. 40,000 people want back their job also. The place have no money. Junior Sammy, for the first time in 40 years, had to send home 40 permanent workers because he have no work.
Right. Then do not promise the 10%. Then do not promise the 10%, Wendell.
And the politicians do anything to get into office, Richard?
Right. Well, then there's a consequence to that. There's a consequence to that.
Politicians are designed for two purposes: to get into office and to stay in office. That's it.
But all I'm saying is that obviously there is some confusion about whether that was part of the agreement or not, and the PSA say that non-cash option is not part of the agreement.
Well,
and
I hope somebody has it recorded somewhere.
And basically they want their 10%. I mean, they want money. I suppose they want their money in cash. So I don't know how much of an issue this is going to be going forward, or if the PSA is eventually going to relinquish and say, okay, we'll take the non-cash option.
But they have no choice. They will have no choice, Richard.
We'll see.
They will have. So we'll see. Felicia Thomas there first.
And we'll see.
Felicia is my real partner. So I just call her just so.
No, call her live on here.
So we'll see.
CPO calling. She'll see a stranger man for the CPO calling and say, oh God, he gave me my money.
No, I mean, I don't have Felicia's number. Do you have the number? You can send it for me.
Anybody has Felicia Thomas's number, please send it first. We used to speak with PSA president all the time. He used to walk across the road and talk to us.
Anyway, we will see what eventually happens, but that was the brouhaha with the PSA. But what got me annoyed about I get it that the state may not have money and we want to options, but what got me annoyed was trying to spin what the Minister of Finance said in reply to that report. And I was like, oh God, stop taking us for idiots and trying to pretend that that's what he meant. That's not what he meant, and that's not how it was received. Because I saw that interview when it happened.
Yeah, I saw
that annoys me. That annoys me when they try to spin things in different directions, which politicians do all the time. But anyway, another issue is apparently the Minister of Homeland Security has suggested, according to media reports, that they're looking at the social media laws in China.
In China,
with regard to social media. I don't know if the Minister of Homeland Security or the current government is aware that freedom of speech and freedom of the press is enshrined in our Constitution. And I don't know what independent senator mad enough, because you need a 3/5 majority for that. Because anytime you try to curtail speech, you need a 3/5 majority for that kettle of fish. I don't know what independent senator will put God out of their thoughts to say, yeah, we agree with you. Let's infringe and curtail people's right to freedom of speech. Whatever odious thing people say, hold them responsible if it's a threat to human life, if it's a hate crime of some sort, hold them accountable. And of course, those social media platforms have their own regulatory mechanisms where you can report a post.
They do.
And the post is taken down and they ban people for certain periods of time. So all of that can happen. I saw a video this morning about an influencer who was coaching this woman, saying that she lost her scanner in a lake, and this woman who had an intellectual disability of some sort, coaching the woman dive in the lake, and to get the scanner, and the woman dived into the lake, and then the woman started to struggle. And she's laughing and saying, oh, didn't you see her, how she jumped in? And she's laughing and making jokes. And then the woman is struggling in the lake, saying, I can't swim. And some men there too, human beings and reprehensible at certain points. And they're still filming. And then she started to get pushed back because she did it as a live and pushed back from her followers. And she started to get worried. And then she her group run. They're in the car and a fire service tender. It's passing them and eventually saved the woman. The platform eventually banned her for life. Whatever platform it was, whether it was Facebook or TikTok or wherever it was, they banned her for life.
That is madness.
And so I'm just saying, if I had the video and I have time to show it, I will show it. But itself, there's a certain amount of self-regulation depending on when people overstep those bounds. In addition to which defamation, in addition to which if it's criminal, you can hold people criminally accountable. But from the time you start to say, I don't like what you say, that is a broad brush that indicates to me you're becoming more authoritarian. And there's no government that's more authoritarian between Russia and China.
Yeah.
So tread carefully.
No, I'm not even sure the Homeland Security Minister is aware what he's saying.
He must be aware.
Has he done research on China?
Well, interestingly enough, I mean, you have to tread carefully when you're coming to constitutional rights. You have to. Now, you're in power. So if you want to curtail those rights, you have the power to try, but you need 3/5 majority. And I'm just saying that, well, interestingly enough, in the news last night, they had a reporter in Beijing who was actually going through some of the restrictions that they have, and some of the Chinese citizens that they interviewed were saying, well, even though it looks restrictive on paper, it's not that restrictive in terms of their life. I don't know that you could have people who oppressed in terms of their freedom of speech advocating about that it's not so bad, because you're not in an environment to understand what freedom is. In terms of the kind of freedom that we have in terms of social media here and in North America, and well, in certain Western democracies. You know, so I would just caution the government and say, tread carefully when it comes to those constitutional protections.
In China, to use WhatsApp, you have to pretend, you have to do a VPN and pretend you're coming from somewhere else, you know, Richard, that you're logging out from somewhere else, you know. I experienced that when we went to China.
Yeah, but they don't even have WhatsApp.
No, they don't use WhatsApp. So that was to get social media, you have to do a VPN and that shows you somewhere else. These people mad, yes.
And I have a friend who lives in China. I don't know if she's still there. And I remember when COVID was going on, and she was talking to people on WhatsApp, and she was making comments or call people and, you know, talking about going, it's so horrible and they're locking us down. And police showed up at her door and cautioned her. So you are being monitored.
Yes.
That's what it is. Now, I don't live in China, so I mean, it's for people in China to be upset about it or not. But from our perspective looking on, it looks oppressive to us.
Yeah.
People who live there, it may not be oppressive to them.
They may not be bothered by it.
They may not be bothered by it. And I get that. But for us, the horse has long bolted. And even suggesting it, I find is alarming.
But that same Minister Roger Alexander, when he had that program, boy, did they take off these so fast, huh? Did they take off that show so quick?
Well, you mean Beyond the Tape?
Yeah.
Well,
that show wouldn't last a day.
But he was on Beyond the Tape for a while.
Hey, talking about Beyond the Tape, you see the latest bacchanal with Beyond the Tape, the video that spreading with the host of Beyond the Tape, who was very incoherent one of the days. I say, but like he lied with Richard the night before.
What is that you talking about?
I'll send it. I'll find it and send it. That started to go viral too.
But who is the host? Is not still Marlon?
No, Mark Basant.
Oh, Mark Basant is the host now?
Yeah, he's been the main host of Beyond the Tape.
Oh, I haven't watched it in a while.
Marlon gone back to morning TV so long now, Richard.
I know, but I thought maybe he did Beyond the Tape too.
No. It's Mark Basant. But
there's a different time slot.
There's a video going viral with him in a very incoherent state one afternoon recently.
Oh, okay.
All right, we want our callers inside.
Yeah.
Right, let's get some callers.
We have to have a poll, Wendell. The poll.
Yeah, I sent a possible one in the chat. I'm very efficient, you know.
So, caller, good morning to you. Welcome.
Good morning to Charles. Morning, Wendell. Morning, Richard.
Good morning.
So, you know, I like the story last night on China, what you were talking about just now. And I was laughing here and they don't even know what is abuse. And when I went back to what Roger Alexander said, he gonna follow China's policy, he better think again. Because he ain't getting through to that with that kind of stupidness. But my thing to this morning is, I don't know what is going on with our Prime Minister, because she has asked the opposition leader to answer to the question of the relationship with the narco terrorists and the drugs people and Mr. Maduro in Venezuela and the PNM and the financiers. I wonder if Madam Prime Minister have the evidence. Why? Look, the man close to her, you know, the commercial police. He's the best person to take that evidence to. Because, you see, I think the Prime Minister given her a lot of liberty, and her followers are saying the same thing. because I listen to that program Synergy. The host of that program morning, but I listen to it at night, repeat. And he was saying that same thing. He said for the last 9.5 years, the drugs passing through here, it had to be because Maduro and Dr. Rowley and the PNM so close. And I say, but what rubbish we hear in here this morning? And look, the Prime Minister repeated that same thing in the news last night. Huh? So I don't know what to say again about this lady. I'll give other people a chance. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, Miss Sam. I sent the video in the chat. Yes, Miss Henry, I noticed that too. I noticed Whitney was back on the show this week. But people were wondering if he was having a medical episode or if in fact the incoherency was due to inebriation.
I thought that was something from long ago, that looks so.
No, that was recent.
Okay,
That guy who was his guest, that senior officer.
Yes,
he has been a guest every now and then lately. He's now been from
So the officer could have administered breathalyzer.
You don't see the look on the officer's face?
He could administer breathalyzer. What?
He looked kind of shocked.
Hello, good morning, Miss Sampson.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Stevie Wonder could have seen that the country would have been in this mess today. They vote for hampers and all kind of freebies. Let them take that. Rowley must go. He home nice and comfortable. You get the government, you're voting. All who vote in the yellow, let them take that. I'm not feeling sorry.
You sit down on your big balcony in Vista Bella. I go sit down on my porch up here in Arima, and we could just watch the hills and listen to the noise. Don't worry your head here.
You all shouldn't put up the poll at some point. Anyway, we're still taking calls.
Yes, so Charles, you don't be watching the clock sometimes.
Yeah, but because it's getting close to 7 a.m.
No, it's
of course, so we talked different things this morning. We talked the social media and China. If that's real or not, I don't know if it will be. PSA and the issue of the cash or non-cash options, which obviously the state is pulling for because maybe they just don't have the cash. And there's some other thing I don't know. What is this? Oh no, it's the same thing.
Our poll is up. Our poll is up. Do you believe the PSA will get a full cash back pay? Right? Do you believe they'll get a full cash back pay? That's our poll this morning because there seems to be some ambiguity with regards to that between the CPO and the head of the PSA. Do you believe they will get a full cash back pay? All right?
All right. Ms. Henry, good morning.
Morning, gentlemen. I am seeing where the opposition leader is warning the Prime Minister about statements she's making and about the PNM involved with drug traffickers and pedophiles. And I'm saying, but what kind of madness is this? Well, I hope if they told her if she continues with that, they're going to file a lawsuit against her. I mean, as the first caller said, like this Prime Minister, like she going mad. Come on. First you're threatening, calling him Bert, and now you're coming making these silly statements. Let me tell you, I am saying all those who they had charged for threatening her, they should release them. I would say, as Marshall sang in his Calypso, they're following the footsteps of our leader. Let me tell you, I supporting the PNM, but I could never allow the PNM to make me go and make these kind of nonsense and doing live videos and police coming to arrest you. What is wrong with you?
Thank you very much for that comment,
You support a party, but you don't have to put yourself in harm's way. You think the UN, you think the UNC going and help that Diego Martin fella who threatened calling him Dr. Emery Brown? Look all you, please.
Yeah, anyway. Be real. Thanks.
I'm happy you said what you just said. I am a supporter of the PNM, and I will never insult and degrade and denigrate anybody else who is opposed to the PNM the way I see some people doing it against PNM. I will never do it. I will always be respectful to people in the government or when they were in opposition. I've always been that way. I've never been a sycophant to the PNM, following blindly, agreeing with everything they say. And everybody know my stance on certain issues. It has certain people right now in the PNM can't come to me and tell me nothing. I don't want to hear them because they had 9 years, a half years to do something and they do nothing. They can't tell me nothing.
Mr. Patrick, good morning.
Yes, morning, Mr. Wendell and Mr. Richard Rugbassing. Morning, Mr. Charles.
Morning, Mr. Patrick.
Wendell, I am not a supporter of PNM or UNC. I'm an observer and a citizen of this country, and I have a right to speak in Trinidad and Tobago. Number one. You ever heard the team Water Web we only want to try to deceive? You heard that before?
Yes.
Right. Right now, we have a web in Trinidad because I know where they get $4 billion of back pay. I don't know, $4 billion is plenty money. Plus, other unions coming for money. Plus, the salaries and them have to be paid out from January. So that means a big set of finance will have to come out from somewhere. Right?
But then they say it was $420 million in recurrent that it goes up by. It's some figure like that.
Yeah. Every month.
Yeah.
So there is plenty money here. So here what's going on now. I could recall from years back, we had our back again. I think we'll get parts and we'll get bonds. And then some people who owe HDC housing money and another thing, they had some kind of thing they would work out for you to pay off the land and pay off for the house. You remember that? Wendell?
Yeah, that happened. I remember.
Right? So, if they can't pay all the money and people owing people money, I don't know. I don't think PSA, me have money to collect from PSA. I have money to collect from news. And I wait till that negotiation because we never take no 5%. You understand?
All right, Mr. Patrick. Thanks. Thanks very much.
I get my little back pay, then anybody could get after.
Yeah, this is a bonawero.
Mine coming mid-year.
Yeah, the 420, just a correction, the $420 million to the recurrent, Mr. Patrick, is not monthly, it's annually.
Annually?
Annually, it will go up by $420 million. Not monthly.
I can't imagine 420 monthly, 420 million monthly.
Yeah, so it's 420 million annually.
We go last 6 months in the country.
So that's just the correction.
Okay, so we can go for the news now.
Yes.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio and Gael Caribbean TV. I'm Derek. Good day. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar has vowed to dismantle what she calls a pharmaceutical monopoly controlling Trinidad and Tobago's drug market, accusing state agencies of failing to act and offering shameful excuses. Her comments follow claims by the Private Pharmacy Retail Business Association that Aventa Limited controls 74% of the private sector and, along with Bryden PI, dominates public drug tenders. Persad-Bissessar said the former PNM administration, the Exim Bank, and the Fair Trading Commission enabled the monopoly, alleging corruption and fast-tracking for select companies. She also criticized the commission for refusing to launch an investigation, despite having the authority. The Prime Minister said government will move to increase competition, lower prices, and investigate the $80 million in expired drugs stored over the last decade, insisting those responsible will be held to account. Temporary opposition Senator Sanjeev Boodoo says the government's proposed Stand Your Ground law will do little to prevent home invasions or help citizens defend themselves. Speaking during debate on the home invasion bill in the Senate, Boodoo argued the legislation only benefits the small number of people who already have legal firearms and does nothing to expand access to them. He rejected claims that current laws are insufficient, noting that existing legislation has guided police for over 50 years. Boodoo said the bill fails to address how home invasions are planned and executed, offering no improvements to police intelligence, communication interceptions, or prosecution support. Instead, he said, it simply adds another offense to an already overburdened justice system. Independent Senator Dr. Marlene Atz has slammed the government's home invasion bill, describing it as the privatization of violence, and a move that outsources the state's core duty of protection to frightened, untrained citizens. Speaking during last night's Senate debate, she said the bill shifts responsibility for crime fighting onto households instead of strengthening national security institutions. While she supports creating the offense of home invasion, Atz warned that allowing lethal force could overwhelm a justice system already struggling, noting that 75% of cases remain unresolved after 5 years. She argued the bill will benefit wealthier households with access to firearms and private security, while poorer families are left more vulnerable. The Senate resumes debate on Friday. Chief Secretary and TPP political leader Farley Augustine says the upcoming January 12th Tobago House of Assembly election is a battle to keep the island out of the hands of Satan and his children. Speaking at a Bon Accord and Crown Point meeting, Augustine told supporters this is the most decisive vote in modern Tobago history, warning that the island cannot afford to go backwards. He said the TPP views the election as a fight for Tobago's dignity, identity, and future direction, and accused past administrations of years of neglect and disrespect. Augustine said Tobago is finally ready to launch forward and insisted the TPP is the only party capable of keeping the island stable in a time of uncertainty. The NCRHA has announced that the St. Joseph Enhanced Health Center is now offering 24/7 general practice services effective December 1st. The authority says the extended hours will make healthcare more accessible for families and individuals who cannot visit during regular hours, reducing delays and wait times. The move is also expected to ease pressure on the Accident and Emergency Department at the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex by diverting non-critical cases to St. Joseph for faster attention, improving overall patient flow. NCRHA Chairman Dr. Tim Gopi Singh said, the initiative aligns with the organization's push for service expansion, improved access, and patient-centered care under the guidance of Health Minister Dr. Lakram Bodo. The St. Joseph Center will continue offering walk-in general practice services as part of a broader plan to modernize primary healthcare in the region. In international news, the parents of Friends star Matthew Perry have urged a U.S. judge to deliver a strong sentence to the doctor who supplied their son with ketamine before his fatal overdose. The actor's family submitted emotional victim impact statements ahead of the sentencing of Dr. Salvador Plasencia, who pleaded guilty to distributing ketamine through an underground network in Hollywood. Plasencia is one of 5 people charged in the multi-year federal investigation, all of whom have since pleaded guilty. Perry's parents called the doctor a jackal who violated his oath, saying their family has been devastated by the loss. Prosecutors say Plasencia injected Perry at his home and even taught his assistant how to administer the drug. They allege the group exploited Perry's addiction to enrich themselves. The doctor faces up to 40 years in prison, though prosecutors are seeking a 3-year sentence. And that's news at this time.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Your mid-morning just got better. Join Sir Charles for the mid-morning mix and mingle, where good music, real talk, health, and family matters come together, and your voice is heard. Whether you're at work, on the go, or just taking a break, this is the perfect mix to keep you engaged, informed, and entertained. The mid-morning mix and mingle, weekdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Morning vibes, fresh energy. This is the Net Radio Breakfast Show.
History. Come now, boy. Come now, boy. Come work me out. Come work me. personal trainer, baby. Apply the pressure, don't take it easy. You make me feel good when you push me real hard. You is the best and there is no doubt about it. Bumper up, head down, go back up, go back down. Oh yes, I can feel it now. You're making me feel it now. Turn around, that's what I love it when you make me do that. Love when you put pressure on the spot like back, back, back. Come up there, work me out. Come work me out. Come work me, work me, work me. Come work me out. Come now, bend my back. Walk me, stretch me out. Walk me out, give me pressure. Walk me, don't hold back. Walk me out, I wanna feel it. Walk me, here's me tension. Walk me out, do it like you feel it. Walk me out. I don't feel the difference already. Walk me out, I feel the pain all up in my belly. Walk me out, you're testing the stamina. Can't hold back no longer. I can't tell no lie, I've seen the results already. Bumper up, head down, go back up, go back down. Oh yes, I can feel it now. You're making me feel it now. Turn around, that's what I love it when you make me do that. Love when you put pressure on the spot like back, back, back. Come work me, work me out. Come work me out. Come work me, work me, work me. Come work me out.
Mornings just got better. You're locked into NETT Radio Breakfast Show, fueling your day with the best music and real talk.
History.
All right, and of course, once again, good, wet and rainy, very wet and rainy morning in Trinidad and Tobago right about now. And of course, we are glad to be here with you. It is New Era TT Radio, the heartbeat of the Caribbean, taking you above and beyond. And of course, remember, we are also coming to you on Gael Caribbean TV. So let me say a very special good morning to the Gael family. How are you doing? Everything good? Nice. Also to remind you, when we come off of the Gael feed after 8 o'clock, you can continue to listen to us on newerattradio.com, New Era TT Radio on TuneIn. So you get us on all of your Alexa and Google devices, So our morning poll is up, right? So the question being asked here, do you believe that the PSA will get a full cash back pay? You're voting yes or no. And of course, then you can put any comments after that, right? Yes or no first. So stay with us on the breakfast show, and of course, you have a very interesting guest coming up inside of on the other side of the break also. So stay with us, and we'll be back shortly.
There's no Christmas like Christmas on New Era TT Radio.
Oh, how I wish I were a child again. Where poinsettias keep reminding you.
Christmas is family.
A Christmas gift of love. It's the kind of gift a man enjoys.
Christmas is love.
Have a Merry Christmas, my dear, and have a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas from all of us here at New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio.
Charm Flair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charm Flair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davanti tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charm Flair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charm Flair. We do it all.
Looking for pet supplies that wouldn't bite? Visit Bow Wow Supply Limited, your friendly family-owned pet store at the corner of Cane Farm Avenue and 5th Street West, Cane Farm, Trin City.
We offer fabulous prices,
great service, and a wide range of foods, treats, toys, grooming products, and accessories. Everything your pet needs in one place. We are open Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sundays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Coming today, Bow Wow Supply Limited, Cane Farm Avenue and 5th Street West, Cane Farm, Trin City. Your pet's friendly place. Call us at 640-7184.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Ho, ho, ho! This Christmas, small businesses, this one's just for you. Get your brand, your product, your business in front of thousands every single day on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio, and Gael Caribbean TV. And here's the gift you've been waiting for. Radio and television advertising has never been more affordable anywhere else. We are talking unbelievable real rates. Prices no one else can offer you for primetime slots that put your business right where your customers are watching and listening. So, call us today at 299-5156 and turn your Christmas into real results and real profits with affordable advertising so you too can say Merry Christmas.
It's Christmas. Can't do it without black cake, homemade bread, sweet bread, pone, pastel, and punch creme. Get it at Val's Kitchen in Dabadi. To place your order, call 758-0148. Yes, delivery can be arranged. Val's Kitchen, Dabadi. Christmas is coming and theater is going. You don't need found to watch corn. It's down to one final performance. The #1 comedy of 2025 is coming to an end. One show only. Saturday the 6th of December at 8:30 p.m. at Sapper. Tickets available at K Squared Fashion, C3 Center, and Brentwood Mall. And at Friends of Marabella by the Roundabout. Tickets also available at the Sapper box office for 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Don't miss the #1 play of 2025. You don't need found to watch corn. Don't miss it.
All right, we are back from our 7 o'clock news. I was to tell Richard he should have come out of the chat and come back in, come out of the link and come back in because he was experiencing the same problem that he was yesterday, Sir Charles. I don't know if you noticed that. He was kind of missing some of his words.
Okay, I already noticed it as much.
Yeah.
That he
He needs to pay his damn bill, his internet bill, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But when he started to get loud, I think it might be his microphone. He's probably using one of those condenser microphones, so you have to kind of project into it. So
sometimes you struggle to hear him, and especially rain is falling down my end. I struggle to hear everybody.
Yeah, well, boy, whatever that rain was in Arima, it don't hear no way.
Still in Arima, it ain't gone away.
It just extended its tentacles then.
Yeah.
Woo, I'm telling you.
Anyway, the mayor will join us at 1:30. Hear me, 1:30 now. 1:30. I'm looking at the clock,
Oh, that's so sad.
I'm looking at the clock and saying 1:30.
I reach 1:30 now. I said, what?
7:30.
You know what would be interesting? I think if we get, and I know you've had some sort of interaction with him, if we get the Minister of Homeland Security on the show.
I would love to get it.
Because I think he'd be an interesting guy to talk to, because even though I may disagree with some of what he said, I think he wants the best for the national security system. I know people say all sorts of things about him, but it's always better to get their perspective and interface with them on a personal level by the interview, because it always reframes necessarily what their objectives are and what they say. Because how it came across, or he said, or how it's reported that he said about China may not be exactly what he referenced.
True.
So because media has a way that they could misquote you sometimes.
And I think the media has a way with him in particular. Because of the issues now.
So it'll be good to speak with him if he makes himself available, so he can clear up all of these issues and hear what his plans are as much as he can share them, so that it kind of reframes sometimes how the media is portraying him.
Mm-hmm.
Because, sometimes you have to rebalance your public image.
He could work on that, because he would have worked with quite a bit of influencers during his campaign. I don't know.
I know. And he has been interviewed by some of them.
Yeah.
But I just think it would be to his benefit to come on the show, because we're not harsh interviewers. We would kind of, we will question and we will ask certain things, but we don't do it in an impolite way.
No. I'll ask him. I'll reach out to him again.
Yeah.
But let's get the poll out of the way. Do you believe the PSA will get a full cash back pay? And you can continue to vote whilst Richard and I count. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Brennan Smith, no. David McCarthy, no. There's a liquidity problem. Bernadette Yates, no. Clint Batiste says yes. Clint, we need our back pay. That's what we need. And if two of us had to stand up in front of City Hall day and protest for it, we're going to do it. Me and Helen. Old lady says right now Trinidad is not in a good light. Okay, that's not a vote. Lester Cragwell, yes. Followed by the evaluation. He's qualifying it. Rena Budu Jennings, no. Apollonus, no. Old lady votes, no. Trini gets fit, no. B. Joseph, no. That B. Joseph, why? Suzanne Jessup, Mrs. R. votes no. Gregory Boyer, no. Susie B, no. Kathy Ann Townsend, no. Deborah Noel Surrett, no. Joseph Clement, no. Beauty Culture is saying Marcus and something is definitely wrong. He's not looking his usual self. Could be some pressure he's under. Valerie Mendoza votes no. Kazim Mohammed, no. They will see a green donkey first. Beauty Culture, no. Trini didn't vote here. Diane Payne, sorry, no. Marlon Motley, no. Lyndon Williams didn't vote. Debbie Mitchell, yes. Mrs. R didn't vote here. Ava Smith, no. Alistair Hart, that no is not for a vote, right? Oh no, that's a comment. Dean Allen didn't vote. Fran Romani, the government is planning to take a loan. Well, you didn't vote there. Carlisle Cupid didn't vote. Colton Finch, no. Miles Walcott didn't vote here. Marcia Rock, no. Michael Cadet, yes. Nicola McNichols, yes. They were accumulating from the money from all those persons they fired. That's what I thought too. Avion Abraham, no. Eunice Dublin, no. Dave Gosain, no. Carol Guevara, no. Lyndon Williams, no. Miles Walcott votes now. He says yes if there's a currency devaluation. Well, they've already said they're not doing that. Claire Lendor Rollins, yes. Staubin 54, yes. Margaret Thomas, no. Cheryl Henry votes, no. Helen Prescott, no. Lyndon Williams, no reports of flood. Lyndon, you nearly catch me there, so I thought it was a vote. Helen Prescott already voted. Well, she voted no to Homeland Security Minister. Clint is laughing. Serious, Michael Oliver, hell no. D-Mark, yes. Trini Merle Kitchen, no. Bridget Buchanan, no. Josie Richardson, no. Ebony, no. Wayne Joseph, no. Andre Reno, no. Robert Allen, no. Carl M. Jack, no. Gemma Peters Halls, no. And Alistair Hart, no. Those are the votes I have. That's
All
the
right.
votes today.
So Pauline says yes. Sean Ram says yes. Archbishop Ashton Clark says no. Judith says yes. Miss Sampson says no. Junior says no. Slick Money Grip, no. Raymond says no. Sandra says no. Peter says yes. Frank says yes. Sexy Red says... Frank says no, sorry. Sexy Red says yes. Corporal didn't vote. Patrick Billy says no. Brenda in Pinal says no. And one other Long Islander says no. That is what I have so far, guys.
And I have one more, Richard, from James Kamau, says no. You could count on Crumple it.
Very active poll this morning.
All right, so our poll this morning, do you believe the PSA will get a full cash back pay? That's our poll this morning.
80 people.
What?
I was just guessing. 80 people.
Yeah, you need to go back and do math. It's 66, it's 66 people who voted on the poll this morning. And of the 66 people, 52 said no, they do not believe that the PSA will get a full cash back pay. But 14 of you said yes, you think they will. So 14 people said yes, they think they will get a full cash back pay. 52 said no. So the nays have it in terms of our poll this morning for a grand total of 66. And that's it for the poll. The poll is now done. Don't bother to vote again.
All right. Well, the mayor should be, is he backstage?
No, he's not here. He's not here, Wendell.
Okay.
It's a wanted yet.
No, and now I realized we went a little faster than I thought we would.
Yeah.
But
getting back to Minister of Homeland Security, Roger Alexander, I think it'll be interesting to interview him to recalibrate exactly because sometimes you could hear all kind of things about people, and interviewing them gives you a better perspective of their personality and where their head is at. So
let me tell you something. Roger Alexander has spent a lot of years in the police service.
Exactly.
He is a police officer, true and true. I've met him on more than one occasion. He attended a couple meetings at City Hall in his capacity as a senior officer and in charge of the Port of Spain IATF or whatever he was at the point in time. And he is as police officer as you could get. He has not transitioned from a senior police officer to a government minister as yet. Trust me, he has not.
Okay, but Wendell, if you could give us more context, because you brought it up this morning about what you heard about some police meeting yesterday.
Yeah, well, I don't want to say how I get it and who I get it from.
Fly on the wall.
I have, because all of them read my house.
You don't have to go through all that prefacing of stuff,
No, because next thing you know, I look outside and it have more than one police officer here. They already have one, I don't want no more. Right? and they come to find out where I get that recording from or wherever I get.
Isn't it making any wrongs on social media?
No, not yet.
I thought somebody in the chat says that it was making any wrongs, the recording.
The recording? Well, maybe. I missed that.
Then somebody mentioned that?
But it was about the absorption of SRPs, apparently, where one officer got up and he said, you don't mind standing alone, you're accustomed standing alone. And boy, if you hear the boo and noise they started make when he started speak. I didn't get the names. I'll go over that recording because I was only playing it just before we signed on this morning.
But what was the context of what that lone police officer was standing up to say?
Is that he was saying there is no guarantee that anybody should become a police officer. He said there's no guarantee for normal police officers and there shouldn't be a guarantee for SRPs. Because apparently they're trying to absorb SRPs without going through a process. You understand? That's what I'm gathering. Right? Because remember, I think Roger Alexander was an SRP, when he came into the service. So apparently there is this apparent favoritism to absorb SRPs who would have done a lesser amount of training and so on into normal police officers as normal TTPS officers without going through some sort of process, and that is where apparently it's causing a lot of bacchanal. So SRPs want nothing more than to be a full-fledged police officer, right? To get those kind of benefits, right?
Yeah.
So
some of them are really deserving of it.
Trinidad Margot saying it is on social media. So
that's what I said. Somebody had mentioned that the recording was already on social media.
Okay. So, I wouldn't doubt it. The mere fact that I got it, but I got it from someone in the know, someone in either
you got behind the wall.
Yeah. I get from a reliable source. I ain't get from no Bacanalis, no Oliver, whoever.
But I'm just wondering, even I don't have I have no opinion one way or the other in terms of SRPs being absorbed. But if it is to their benefit and SRPs want to be absorbed, then I would say find a way to accomplish it. And if it is that you need to address some slight deficiency in terms of some training module that they may not have done, that police officers would have done, just get those modules into some sort of format as they move into to being absorbed as part of the old TTPS. Just find a way.
But in a way, Richard, if you really check it, if you're an SRP with 10, 20 years experience, it's kind of unfair to you that you have to justify the fact that you've had all those years in the service, serving as a police officer.
Are people like? Is it?
Well, let me interrupt you guys because our guest is here.
Okay, all right. Well, our guest takes priority. He's the first citizen of Port of Spain. Protocol demands that he takes priority.
Definitely.
Yeah. There's a picture. Oh, shucks. Mayor Alleyne, what you trying on us this morning? I could swear that picture you put up.
And that means that my setup is of a particular quality, I suppose.
I'd say do a Richard there. Richard likes to freeze himself sometimes on the screen. But welcome. Morning, Mayor Alleyne.
And good morning, Richard. Good morning, Sir Charles. Good morning, Wendell. And good morning to all of your viewers and listeners. And thank you very much for having me on this morning.
All right. Let me get housekeeping out of the way first. My first question is, when are former members of council and current members of council getting their back pay? That is a big thing in the country now, back pay. When we get in our back pay, if I don't get my back pay, I want a compactor or a truck. I don't need the cash. I can take a piece of equipment.
Or non-cash emoluments.
Yeah.
Well, what I can say is that we had a meeting with Minister Amin about 2 weeks or so ago. All mayors, all CEOs, all treasurers or financial officers and engineers. And we were advised that we would have to wait until the mid-year review for any consideration.
Ooh. That's as opposed to mid-year. Mid-year reviews comes in March or something like that, right?
April.
Yeah,
April.
Yeah, in theory, but it could happen in June or July,
Yeah, sometimes it could differ.
So that is mid-year. All right. Okay. Well,
so we have to wait for mid-year for consideration.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't this back pay that's owed, pursuant to the PSA negotiations or something else?
No, so that local government representatives are not able to be unionized. Our remuneration package is set by the Salaries Review Commission.
But there was an SRC report recently.
Correct.
So you all haven't gotten any back pay from those increases?
No, not as yet.
Some corporations have gotten it. Seven, I think.
7 out of the 14 were able to receive them at the end of the last financial year. And the balance will have to wait until the mid-year review to see if we're able to receive.
That is the part, though, I don't understand. Why only 7 were paid and the rest was not? So were there funds allocated for it?
That is my understanding that funds were allocated, but it is anybody's guess as to why some friends are better friends than others.
Say no more.
It's weird. Anyway.
Say no more.
I thought all the people in the SRC got their benefits already, or whatever back pay was owed. So that's news to me. I didn't know
yes,
that there were officers who have not received.
But we wait patiently. We know that there are some troubling waters economically for the country, and we wait in line like everybody else.
Yeah. As we speak troubling waters, what has the budget, how has the budget affected? We know it has affected because I think we did in fact speak to you since then. How has it affected the running of the city?
In a significantly negative way. Significantly negative way. Our budget really has two main parts. One part is the development program, that is the public sector investment program, which is managed by the Ministry of Planning. And the other part is the recurrent expenditure that is managed by the Ministry of Finance. On the development program part, that is where you want to see improvements to local roads and bridges, improvements to drainage and irrigation, improvements to recreation grounds, cemeteries and crematoria, that kind of development. Last financial year, we were allocated $19.7 million, and we were able to award contracts and do work to the tune of $10.2 million. But we had applied for additional funds and we were denied. And one area where we applied for additional funds, we applied for $3.8 million to buy fleet because we need new vehicles, new compactors, what have you. And we were simply denied, even though that money, we had already received confirmation of funds for that 3.8 million, and we were simply changing what we were going to use the funds for. So the funds had already been confirmed. We were changing what we were using them for, but we were still denied access to those funds. And then in this financial year, we've gone from having 19.7 million as our allocation to 4.1 million.
Wow.
4.1 million, where we brought into the financial year almost all of the debt from last year. So whilst we have a $4.1 million allocation, we have about $10 million in debt from last year that we're bringing forward because we received what is called confirmation of funds. But after that, we have to apply for release of funds. And the release of funds is actual cash. So we've applied for the release of funds, did not receive it in the last financial year. So we bring all of those contracts with us into this financial year, and we've only gotten $4 million to pay $10 million worth of bills.
But how is that tenable, Mayor?
Well, it means then that in the city of Port of Spain for the financial year 2025-2026, the government has not given the city of Port of Spain any money to do any development work. They even give enough money to pay bills. So we have no money to do any development work, and it means then that we have to turn our attention to our recurrent budget to see how much work we could do coming out of our other part of the budget. Now, on the recurrent side, the recurrent budget has four parts. We have personal expenditure, which is salaries, wages, overtime, that kind of stuff, goods and services, minor equipment purchases, and current transfers and subsidies, which is pensions and so on. So we don't pay too much attention to the pensions. Those are fixed, and that's what people are due to get. But the part of the budget most people care about is goods and services. That's where we're buying asphalt. That's where we're buying cement. That's where we're buying string for the whacker, fuel for the vehicles. And we went from having a $50 million allocation last year to a $30 million allocation for goods and services. So we saw a $20 million cut in our budget. That's less money to do all of the work that we have to do. And in particular, we got half the amount of money to buy fuel. So we expect that at some point in time during the financial year, we won't be able to buy any diesel or super for our vehicles. We also went from having an allocation of 21 million to pay our garbage contractors down to 13 million and change. It means that we do not have enough money to pay for garbage collection for the entire year. half of the city, East Port of Spain, the garbage is collected by contractors, and in the western part of Port of Spain, we use our in-house staff. We had to negotiate with all of the garbage contractors in East Port of Spain, reduce the number of collection days from 4 days a week to 3 days, just to try to get as far down into the financial year as possible.
Yeah.
But it's a really untenable situation. No money for any development work in the city. No money for us to provide the basic goods and services that we are duty bound to provide to the public, and it's put us in a very difficult financial position.
Now, I know that, well, I understand those challenges. Well, I mean, I'm hearing those challenges. I've heard them exposed before. But how then is the city to be maintained, especially that Port of Spain would have had such a proud record of garbage collection? We would have had issues in the past, you understand? But generally, garbage in the city of Port of Spain is picked up almost on a daily basis, you understand? The issues of business people putting out their garbage and getting it picked up by the Port of Spain Corporation has always been a bugbear in my case sometimes. But at the same time, Port of Spain Corporation has been doing a pretty good job in terms of its garbage collection. I know that you've had challenges recently with equipment in terms of trucks breaking down and so on. How has that been going?
Again, the situation continues to be difficult and requires day-to-day management. What we've done is we've had discussions and negotiations with the union and with other interested parties. And we've taken a look at our compactor fleet, and we've earmarked a certain portion of the fleet that we're going to continue to invest in. The fact of the matter is that the compactors that we are using today were bought in around 2012, 2013, so that they're beyond the useful life for us. So that we've identified a portion of the fleet that we are going to continue to invest in to keep a fairly robust service. And we've also written to the Ministry of Local Government to get permission to use what is called our unspent balances. Those are funds from the development program over several years that have accumulated. For example, you might have gotten $100,000 allocation to do a piece of work, whether it is to fix a recreation ground. And when you go to market and you go through a tendering process, you end up spending $99,000. Well, that additional $1,000 from every such project gets pooled into an account. And then over time, you can apply to the ministry to use that money for a particular project. In our case, we have pooled a certain amount of money over the course of the last how many ever years, and we've applied to the ministry for permission to buy fleet, because one of the major areas of investment that is required at this time is for us to retool the organization. We need new compactors, we need new dump trucks, we need new vehicles for our supervisors, we need a significant investment in our fleet. We started that investment last year, where we were able to buy a new 3-ton roller to do road patching, as well as a new 3-ton dump truck. Going into this financial year, we have to buy a significant number more, whether it's we need a new backhoe, we need a new mini excavator, we need several dump trucks, and we need garbage trucks, and most important, so that we are continuing to look at the resources that we have, identify what our priorities are, and channel the resources in those areas. But as you may well know, when it comes to public money, the approval doesn't rest with us alone.
Yeah.
That we have to apply for approval in many instances, and wait for the approval to come.
Yeah. No,
just a minute. If I could just ask one question, because you talk about you have indicated the several reductions, whether it's in recurrent and certain heads in recurrent, in terms of the project, the non-recurrent, the substantial reductions and stuff like that. You also indicated that you had a meeting with Minister Alleyne, with the various heads. The Port of Spain raised the issue as the capital city, that they were being severely compromised, and because I know some of the, according to media reports, some of the UNC corporations got substantial increases in their allocations for the next fiscal. So was that raised as a point with Minister Alleyne? And Port of Spain, of course, is the capital city.
Of course, and I can say to you that it's not just according to media reports, but we are very intimate with our budget. As soon as the Minister of Finance finishes his presentation in the Parliament, the ministry posts the budget documents on their website. So as soon as Minister Tanku finishes presentation, we go on the Ministry of Finance website, we download all the documents, and we start looking line by line. And we know which line items matter the most to us because we are managing the affairs of the city on an ongoing basis. I can say without a shadow of a doubt that where the city of Port of Spain and indeed the greater Port of Spain region and several other corporations that are currently led by a political administration from the PNM, where these corporations saw a reduction in their budget for infrastructural development under KSIP, the UNC-led corporations saw a significant increase. Where, and I mean, some corporations went from, we all had $17 to $19 million allocation for PSIP, but I have gone to 4 million, and some corporations have gone to 57. So that it's not even a small imperceptible change. It's some corporations budget double, and our budget has been cut by over 70%. And the same for garbage collection. Some corporations we have seen a significant reduction, and some corporations have gotten $5 million or $10 million extra.
What is the explanation that the minister offered for that?
No real explanation, to be quite honest. The explanation that I received was, well, it's not us, it's the Ministry of Finance.
And they're trying to balance along outstanding imbalance. We would have spoken to her about that. And that's those are some of the things she said. But Mayor, CPEP has been in existence since 2002, operating within the city and, well, all over Trinidad and Tobago. For the first time in 23 odd years, we do not have any CPEP again. And CPEP, of course, would have gone a long way in assisting the corporation in terms of cleanup in different areas, different communities, and so on. How is the corporation fulfilling that challenge now that you no longer have CPEP in the city?
Well, let me say that I served on the board of CPEP November 2015 for about 13 months and was part of the board that did some of the initial audits to uncover what was transpiring in the company post the 2010 administration. And after I attended my first CPEP meeting in St. Madeleine, as I was making my way back to Port of Spain, I made a little detour into San Fernando East. And I had the opportunity to sit and chat with a former prime minister who had responsibility for creating the CPEP program and getting a deep explanation as to the reason for the entire program. And I want to identify two main reasons. One, the municipal corporations were not fulfilling their responsibility as it pertains to landscaping, as it pertains to keeping the city, the entire country clean. And secondly, the program was a business incubator, helping small businesses get a start where they would have a predictable series of cash flows. And it also assisted single mothers in communities that needed an employment opportunity so that they can take care of their families. And they could work in the period between when the children are prepared for school and sent to school and when they have to pick the children up after lunch, so that there was a window of opportunity where they could be engaged in meaningful employment. That was the reason that the program was started. We had no warning that CPEP was going to come to an end. In fact, we found out after the contractors found out, because we found out from the media. We had no warning that CPEP was going to come to an end. There has been no additional resources provided to us in order for us to take back on that responsibility. And if you look across the country, you see bush growing in places that we haven't seen bush for more than 2 decades. What we have had to do, even with the limited resources that we have developed a program and we launched it in at the end of August last financial year. We developed a program where we would be able to engage just a handful of former CPEP contractors with really very small projects, in some cases with 6 workers, because that is all that we can afford. And we first deployed them in our cemeteries as we prepared for All Souls and All Saints. And having gotten past that period, we now have them deployed in communities. We have them in the Ishai River. We have them in sea lots. We have them in communities doing landscaping work in communities. We have them going to HDC compounds because the HDC is also not maintaining their properties. But our burgesses live on those properties. So in Mango Rose, we had teams cleaning mango rows a few weeks ago. We had teams in the Harp cleaning the Harp, and we have sought to provide just a little bit of hope for the people that live in the city of Port of Spain that have found themselves, through no fault of their own, have found themselves on the breadline. And we also are seeking to ensure that we keep our home clean because we live here. And our philosophy is that this is our city, so it's our responsibility.
Yeah. But we can't let it come up upon us, Mayor, and I don't speak about wrecking. We don't speak about wrecking. One of the questions asked in the chat earlier on was, is it hoped that the revenue from wrecking will be able to augment the shortfalls that you're having? And I mean, I understand why there's a need for wrecking, Mayor. But I'm on record as saying it's a hustle because I was part of it. I was part of a council that stopped it. You understand? Because of how abusive it got after a while. I mean, up to the other day, I saw them picking up a vehicle on Arpita Avenue that clearly was not in breach. The police officer was in fact telling the wrecker to put down the car, and the wrecker driver was taking on the police officer. I saw that. You know what I mean? So how is this? Because wrecking brings in a certain level of finance. How is that to be used by the city?
So let me say a few things. Firstly, this parking enforcement effort is a collaboration between the City of Port of Spain and the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service Port of Spain Division. The City of Port of Spain owns certain facilities, and we've invested, for example, through the development program last year. This is one of the projects that we don't have enough allocation as yet to pay for. We invested in a project at South Key, where we own a property across the street from Courts on South Key, and we had a police post erected there. And in the first year of my term, I wrote a letter to former Minister of Public Utilities Marvin Gonzalez and asked him through the Public Lighting Department to install a floodlight on that property for us, and he did so. And we want to sincerely thank him for the investment that he made in the city of Port of Spain. So we've done all this, and it's a collaboration. The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service is doing the parking enforcement in terms of removing the vehicles that are illegally parked, and the city is providing the facilities for safe custody of the vehicle. So that's on one point. The second point is that what matters most when it comes to public money is not your revenue, it is your allocation. And those two things are two different things. Revenue might be cash, but if the Parliament, for example, the Parliament gives us an allocation in the draft estimates, it says you have $100 to spend on this particular thing. Even if you have $1,000, even if you have $1 million, even if you have $100 million, if the Parliament says that you can only spend $100, then that is all you can spend. And so, without regard for the amount of revenue that may be generated, if our allocation is not increased, we are not going to be able to do the things that we have to do.
So, Mayor, I want to talk to you about that, right? Because Wendell brought up an example, and for a lot of citizens or burgesses or people, and the burgesses of Port of Spain a lot of times are people outside the city of Port of Spain who come to the city, and the city population probably doubles or triples because people have to work there. And you have the issue of a shortage of parking, so the issue arises. So you talked about the TTPS and the city council discussing the issue. I didn't hear mention of the business community, because the business community oftentimes says that is Port of Spain a dying city from a commercial perspective. And if you are the mayor of a city, the business community is one of your important stakeholders.
Certainly.
And a lot of the times I find when decisions are made on wrecking, it's made in a kind of absolute way. And there is no concession that, okay, after this hour, parking will be allowed because we understand that nightlife has to continue. Or on a Saturday, we understand that parking needs to be relaxed on the Brand Lara Promenade to facilitate business activity. There is no bending. It just becomes absolute, and it becomes a hustle. For a lot of people watching this program, they consider it a hustle. Whether you consider it a hustle or not, we consider it a hustle. And it's abusive. And Wendell gave a perfect example of how abusive it is. And it will be abusive. Trust me on that. Because I've been seeing people wherever they park, they take pictures because they feel terrorized in a city that's dying, in a city where you want to bring back life, and you have an abusive component as part of it. How do you rationalize that as mayor?
Every month we have our regional coordinating committee meeting. It's where we are able to meet with several stakeholders from across the spectrum of government in particular. At that meeting, over the course of the last 2 years, at least since I've been there, we have received several complaints from the PTSC that their buses are not able to traverse the city, in particular on Richmond Street, that their buses get stuck and have to wait long.
It's the same TTPS bad parking there. But go ahead.
But have to wait long periods for persons who have parked their cars illegally on street corners so that the buses can't turn. We've received complaints from the fire service that their fire engines are not able to traverse the city without great difficulty. I often see ambulances struggling to make their way through traffic as they respond to emergencies. And one stakeholder that has, from the business community, that has come and made several complaints to us are the taxi drivers. They have come and complained that where they ply their trade, and they are part of the economic engine of the city as well. Where they ply their trade at the taxi stands have turned into parking lots. And so they are not able to do their work. And when they pull up next to the stand, as opposed to in the stand, they get a ticket from the police. And so for all of those reasons, it is important for us to ensure, and in particular, in our discussions with the traffic management branch at the now Ministry of Transport and Civil Aviation, they were at Ministry of Works and Transport before, in developing the egress plan for the city, in case there's some significant emergency and we need to get people out of the city as quickly as possible. One component of that plan is ensuring that we can have free flow of traffic through the city so people can make their way to the highways to get, whether they're heading to the east or heading south. All of those stakeholders' views matter as well. We met with the Downtown Owners and Merchants Association about 3 weeks ago, and we have regular conversation with DOMA, and we understand the views of that particular stakeholder, which for us is an important stakeholder in the city of Port of Spain. But we have to make sure that we see that the city continues to develop, and part of the challenge that we have is that there's so much traffic congestion that people refuse to come in the city because it just has too much traffic, and we need to address that.
Yeah, I know we on 8 o'clock already, right? We'll probably get another 5 minutes out of it. If I have to read between the lines of something you said earlier on, the city is not getting the revenue from this wrecking. This revenue is going to the TTPS?
No, the revenue from the release fees goes to the consolidated fund.
So the city is not benefiting at the end of the day?
Well, of course the city is
benefiting. Well, not directly. It's not directly benefiting.
Well, the reason that this program recommends is not a financial motive. The reason that the program recommends is that we need to have an orderly city.
Right. No, well, so I understand that part.
Motive pay is not financial for us.
Right. Because I'm going based on a question, as I said, I pointed out, someone had asked, if in fact these funds can augment your shortfalls. But you really, at the end of the day, not being directly revenued from it.
We are not collecting the money. The TTPS is collecting the fees, and those fees are deposited with the consolidated fund at the Treasury. And our main objective here is to see a more orderly city. That is what we are.
You know, but everybody says that, and it still becomes abusive. So you're spending top in money. Yeah, the reality is that Trinidad and Tobago has a lot of cars and drivers because the public transport system is not as efficient as people who have cars would want it to be. You're always going to have, and because a lot of things are concentrated in the city of Port of Spain, I know this current administration plans to decentralize a lot to central Trinidad. Maybe that's going to help your city, but it's just another nail in the coffin of Port of Spain as far as I'm concerned. And going back to the old methodologies of, okay, let's wreck and it's going to become abusive no matter what you say here this morning. It's going to become abusive. It's going to be abusive.
I don't think that means that people must park in taxi stands. I don't think that means that.
Yes, and okay, and when things like that happen, there should be a number that you can call and say, look, a car is parked in this, come and move it. Rather than the hustle of somebody who might be the bumper slightly over a little yellow line. We going with that boy. Or, somebody, whatever circumstance, and Wendell just brought up an example, the person was illegally parked. So you have the stress now of people saying, you know what, why are we going to town to Lime for? Let's go Val Park. Let's go San Fernando. Let's go Chagonas, where things are a little easier. So to me, it's like the administrators of Port of Spain are all busy pounding nails into the coffin to make sure Port of Spain dies.
I accept that is the view that you have.
Yeah.
But here's what I want to say to you. The work that is required to bring about the city that we all want to see is going to require people like myself to make decisions that I end up on a program like this having this conversation, right?
But that's not new. You're not new. You're not the only mayor that has done this.
But I'm here.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing that's been there before. Yeah, the same thing as one before.
And I'm saying that street corners, fire hydrants, pedestrian crossings, and taxi stands are not where people ought to park.
And I agree with you, Mayor. People deserve to be wrecked if they park in those places. But again, as I said, there was someone inside of El Pecos the other day, for instance, a lady, and she had to run. The police didn't even come inside and ask, hello, are you the driver? Is a driver of so and so parked in front here? We would like you to remove it. They just take the lady car and go on. And that is those are the kind of things I fought against back then, and I'll fight against again. Because there is no reason.
And we
fight. Have no reason sometimes, Mayor. I don't know if you know that.
Against it as well, because I would say that when the program recommenced last May, it recommenced using the records that the vehicles that we own in-house.
Right.
And we were able to very closely monitor the work that was done because we were using our own vehicles with our own drivers, with our own city police.
Mm-hmm.
But the expansion of the program that is required, we don't have the budget to buy additional fleet.
Yeah.
And the part of the fleet that we need to invest in today, we need garbage compactors, and we need dump trucks, and we need a backhoe, so that we're not able to make the strategic investment in additional tow trucks within the next year or two. But the parking enforcement work is important work. It's important work, and I don't think that we should throw the baby out with the bathwater. I think that what we ought to do is where citizens feel that they are aggrieved, they need to take action. And I would encourage the citizen that feels aggrieved to take action so that we could correct whatever shortcomings there may be. I can say that for the duration of this week where the program has recommenced, it has only recommenced with one tow truck.
Mhm.
And it's recommenced with one tow truck with intentionally, and that is the phased implementation, so that we see some behavioral change and people don't feel as though they've been taken advantage of. And that is the approach that we are taking here on behalf of the council. But the parking enforcement work is important work, and making sure that the city is easier to traverse is an important part of stimulating the economy of the city.
Yeah, I'm going to read a comment here for you before we close from a Clint Batiste. He said the mayor is not responsible for the behavior of the record drivers nor the police. Get the commissioner, and I agree with that. But you going to get the cost. That's why I find.
So I'm a work, you know.
Well,
taking cost is more work.
Yeah, but
I feel like if I just went back in time and just hearing the same old for Port of Spain, and that it's not being innovative or coming up with a plan to really improve the city of Port of Spain in a tangible way, because everything you've said here has been done before and it's going to go down the same trajectory.
Yeah, that's what's sad about the wrecking part. But I want to compliment you, Mayor, as we close, on what you've been doing in terms of trying to get the city back up and people employed and the place cleaned up. I think it's a tremendous effort. It's going to take a tremendous effort again to continue to do that. Right? So all the best for you and the city. And I don't want to have to come in front of City Hall with my placard for my back pay, right?
No, go Kent House, don't come City Hall.
All right.
Thank you, Your Worship. We appreciate you taking the time to speak with us this morning.
Thank you, gentlemen, for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, take care. Of course, that was Mayor of Port of Spain, Alderman Chinua Alleyne. Let's go quickly for the news, and when we come back, we'll say our goodbyes.
I may have to leave because you all went a little bit way beyond time, and I have an appointment at 8:20. But I'll see how long we take.
All right, sir.
Okay.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio and Gael Caribbean TV. I'm Derek. Good day. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar has vowed to dismantle what she calls a pharmaceutical monopoly controlling Trinidad and Tobago's drug market, accusing state agencies of failing to act and offering shameful excuses. Her comments follow claims by the Private Pharmacy Retail Business Association that Aventa Limited controls 74% of the private sector and, along with Bryden PI, dominates public drug tenders. Persad-Bissessar said the former PNM administration, the Exim Bank, and the Fair Trading Commission enabled the monopoly, alleging corruption and fast-tracking for select companies. She also criticized the commission for refusing to launch an investigation, despite having the authority. The Prime Minister said government will move to increase competition, lower prices, and investigate the $80 million in expired drugs stored over the last decade, insisting those responsible will be held to account. Temporary Opposition Senator Sanjeev Boodoo says the government's proposed Stand Your Ground law will do little to prevent home invasions or help citizens defend themselves. Speaking during debate on the home invasion bill in the Senate, Boodoo argued the legislation only benefits the small number of people who already have legal firearms and does nothing to expand access to them. He rejected claims that current laws are insufficient, noting that existing legislation has guided police for over 50 years. Boodoo said the bill fails to address how home invasions are planned and executed, offering no improvements to police intelligence, communication interceptions, or prosecution support. Instead, he said, it simply adds another offense to an already overburdened justice system. Independent Senator Dr. Marlene Atz has slammed the government's home invasion bill, describing it as the privatization of violence, and a move that outsources the state's core duty of protection to frightened, untrained citizens. Speaking during last night's Senate debate, she said the bill shifts responsibility for crime fighting onto households instead of strengthening national security institutions. While she supports creating the offense of home invasion, Atz warned that allowing lethal force could overwhelm a justice system already struggling. noting that 75% of cases remain unresolved after 5 years. She argued the bill will benefit wealthier households with access to firearms and private security, while poorer families are left more vulnerable. The Senate resumes debate on Friday. Chief Secretary and TPP political leader Farley Augustine says the upcoming January 12th Tobago House of Assembly election is a battle to keep the island out of the hands of Satan and his children. Speaking at a Bon Accord and Crown Point meeting, Augustine told supporters this is the most decisive vote in modern Tobago history, warning that the island cannot afford to go backwards. He said the TPP views the election as a fight for Tobago's dignity, identity, and future direction, and accused past administrations of years of neglect and disrespect. Augustine said Tobago is finally ready to launch forward and insisted the TPP is the only party capable of keeping the island stable in a time of uncertainty. The NCRHA has announced that the St. Joseph Enhanced Health Center is now offering 24/7 general practice services effective December 1st. The authority says the extended hours will make healthcare more accessible for families and individuals who cannot visit during regular hours, reducing delays and wait times. The move is also expected to ease pressure on the Accident and Emergency Department at the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex by diverting non-critical cases to St. Joseph for faster attention, improving overall patient flow. NCRHA Chairman Dr. Tim Gopi Singh said, the initiative aligns with the organization's push for service expansion, improved access, and patient-centered care under the guidance of Health Minister Dr. Lakram Bodo. The St. Joseph Center will continue offering walk-in general practice services as part of a broader plan to modernize primary healthcare in the region. In international news, the parents of Friends star Matthew Perry have urged a U.S. judge to deliver a strong sentence to the doctor who supplied their son with ketamine before his fatal overdose. The actor's family submitted emotional victim impact statements ahead of the sentencing of Dr. Salvador Plasencia, who pleaded guilty to distributing ketamine through an underground network in Hollywood. Plasencia is one of 5 people charged in the multi-year federal investigation, all of whom have since pleaded guilty. Perry's parents called the doctor a jackal who violated his oath, saying their family has been devastated by the loss. Prosecutors say Plasencia injected Perry at his home and even taught his assistant how to administer the drug. They allege the group exploited Perry's addiction to enrich themselves. The doctor faces up to 40 years in prison, though prosecutors are seeking a 3-year sentence. And that's news at this time.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
It can't be short.
There's no Christmas like Christmas on New Era TT Radio.
Oh, how I wish I were a child again, where poinsettias keep reminding me.
Christmas is family.
A Christmas gift of love. It's the kind of gift a man enjoys.
Christmas is love.
Have a Merry Christmas, my dear, and have a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas from all of us here at New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Christmas, everybody!
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
It's Christmas. Can't do without black cake, homemade bread, sweet bread, pone, pastel, and punch creme. Get it at Val's Kitchen in Dabadi. To place your order, call 758-0148. Yes, delivery can be arranged. Val's Kitchen, Dabadi.
Black cake I love, with one shall be mine.
Charm Flair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop. Located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charm Flair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davanti tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charm Flair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charm Flair. We do it all.
What really going on in here, boy? Listen, it's Christmas, not carnival. Take that hat off, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, my God. Hello, excuse. All you need this, because all you're red off key. What? What's really going on in... What are you doing? What are you... Listen, you're supposed to be decorating the tree. The tree, not her. Come on, people, get yourselves together. What are you doing? We have a show at Central Bank Auditorium on December the 7th at 6:30 p.m. And this is what you're doing? Come on, get yourselves together. Uncle Rody, you sleeping?
No.
You in the show too? Get up. Do something. Come on, people. This is the show to end the year. Christmas is in the air. Yes!
Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas.
Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho! This Christmas, small businesses, this one's just for you. Get your brand, your product, your business in front of thousands every single day on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio, and Gael Caribbean TV. And here's the gift you've been waiting for. Radio and television advertising has never been more affordable anywhere else. We are talking unbelievable real rates. Prices no one else can offer you for primetime slots that put your business right where your customers are watching and listening. So, call us today at 299-5156 and turn your Christmas into real results and real profits with affordable advertising so you too can say Merry Christmas.
Looking for pet supplies that wouldn't bite? Visit Bow Wow Supply Limited, your friendly family-owned pet store at the corner of Cane Farm Avenue and 5th Street West, Cane Farm, Trin City.
We offer fabulous prices,
great service, and a wide range of foods, treats, toys, grooming products, and accessories. Everything your pet needs in one place. We are open Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sundays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Coming today, Bow Wow Supply Limited, Cane Farm Avenue and 5th Street West, Cane Farm, Trin City. Your pet's friendly place. Call us at 640-7184.
Christmas is coming and theater is going. You don't need out to watch corn. It's down to one final performance. The #1 comedy of 2025 is coming to an end. One show only. Saturday the 6th of December at 8:30 p.m. at Sapa. Tickets available at K Squared Fashion, C3 Center and Brentwood Mall. And at Friends of Marabella by the Roundabout. Tickets also available at the Sapa box office for 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Don't miss the #1 play of 2025. You don't need foul to watch corn. Don't miss it.
Well, this is where, but this is where we wrap things up for the breakfast show this morning.
I know you want to run, Richard.
I just want to remind people that you don't leave foul to watch. Corn is on this weekend. One show only on Saturday at 8:30 p.m. Of course, tickets available at the Sapa box office, 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. And of course, at K Squared Fashion, C3 Center, and Brentwood Mall in Chaguanas. where they have that dazzling tree. And of course, you can also get tickets at Friends of Marabella by the Roundabout and online at RSRR Productions Theatre on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. You can get the information of how to purchase tickets online. We're looking forward to that fantastic show this weekend. It's our last show for 2025. And after this show, we'll see you in 2026.
Yeah. Just to close off, I know we couldn't cover everything with the mayor and the issue of parking meters in the city that we've been hearing about from time immemorial. Let me tell you something. Years ago, I went to Barcelona, Spain, and I did a video of some parking meters and dustbins. They were all solar powered. So imagine you don't even have to plug them into anything. They were all solar powered. And I did a video and I brought it back and I showed them, and it went nowhere. I don't know what again to say. And Scorpion Pepper, no amount of funds that the mayor tried to raise independent, all has to go back to the consolidated fund. We had back in the day a mayor's fund and things like that, ways of raising money to help with charity and so on. A council spoiled that. You understand? Because they decided that everything must go in one place, and it just made a mess of everything. Councils mean well sometimes, but sometimes they mean so well that they undo some good things. So a lot of people that could have walked in the mayor's office back in the day and get some little charity and get some little assistance. We used to sit in meetings and approve this amount for some health issue, this amount for bills to help out people all over the city, all over the country. As a matter of fact, the mayor used to get requests on the Mayor Brown. And
I heard what the mayor said.
Mm-hmm.
It starts off by whoever is the mayor or whoever is on the city council to have a love and pride for the city of Port of Spain.
Correct.
It starts there.
It starts.
It doesn't start with nobody parking by no corner because a bus can't turn. And they start by somebody who pull up in a taxi stand and taxi driver vex.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Those are individual little problems. The vast majority of people who come to Port of Spain park correctly. So instead of nonsense in the stream about people saying, oh, people parking illegally and we lawless. No, we're not lawless.
Yeah.
The vast majority of people who go to the city of Port of Spain park properly.
Yeah.
So we are not a lawless society. It's a minority of people who may park badly because, first of all, if your city is derelict, you're going to get a kind of behavior from people when things look disorganized and derelict.
Mm.
From the time you have bad signage, and you have bad signage, in fact, you have bad signage so that the signage so bad it don't exist.
They have no signage.
They have none. So sometimes you don't even know you're illegally parking because there is nothing that says that this is the right side or this is the wrong side. So you're taking a guess, and you know what is the guess that people take? They're looking to see where the majority of the people park.
Yes.
And they're guessing. And sometimes the majority of the people park wrong.
Yes.
That is what takes place in the city of Port of Spain. So unless you're fixing that, unless you're fixing the derelict roads, unless you're fixing the beauty and aesthetics of the city, you're spinning top in mud.
Yeah. Richard, I for years, I also brought up the issue of some of those bus stops that the wrecker love a bus stop, you know.
Yeah, the bus stop no work again, eh?
And then no bus coming there.
No bus.
The sign there. No bus coming there, you know.
Yes, just an abuse.
Loves a bus stop.
The hustle.
You know, Wendell, because all of that goes to the dereliction and management of the city.
Mm-hmm.
Is the signage clear? Because part of the congestion of a city is sometimes people not knowing where they're going.
Yeah.
Because they're looking, is this Queen Street? Is this Duke? Is this, because the sign not clear? That's part of the congestion, you know. People slowing down and saying, oh, I got the wrong way. This city is not organized. That's what you have to fix first, in my opinion.
That's so much memories to me, right? Again, and I don't like to blow my trumpet, but guess what? I will have to blow it. I proposed in a meeting.
You blow.
I blow in it. I proposed in a meeting already, Richard, along main thoroughfares like Tragreed Road, Aria Peter Avenue, and so on. We put the street sign across the middle of the road in the main ones. Anna Street, you must see it from when you hit town and you're leaving town, you must look down the road and see the big sign mark Anna Street above the middle of the road.
Yes, you are right, Wendell. Because plenty people don't know Woodbrook. I mean, I know Woodbrook. I love more Woodbrook, but up to a certain point, if you ask me, there are certain roads I know definitively, but I have some in the middle that, like you might say a street name, and I say, I think that is closer to the western end, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
So you're driving on Peter Avenue, and sometimes there's no signage, and you're like, wait, I think it's that. Or you're looking for a business, but you have to call them, and they say, they can't tell you by the sign, they have to tell you by Subway by the corner. So you're turning up there. Those are the markers people give you from businesses.
Yes, and I put the big sign across the middle of the road. Instead of these just electric wires that's running across, put a street sign going up and straight across the middle. So you'll see the street from far.
And one of the things also, as like if you are a visitor to the city and you don't know, as I have seen in the past working on Abercrombie Street, according to where you enter into Abercrombie Street, there's no signs saying that you can't park here, and you will park because there's no signs. Either you stand up and you look up, down, nope, and you know what they pick up, you can't tell the sign further down the road.
Let me tell you something. When you travel, because I travel, I mean, I travel all over this world, and I see ideas and I pick it up and I bring it back. When you to stop somebody from parking somewhere, they don't put up one no parking sign. They put up a series. You can't even fit a bicycle in between it sometimes. You understand?
Yeah.
I remember when you used to be making all these suggestions, Wendell, and they went north zero.
Yeah.
And that's why I say it starts off with that council having a love and pride for the city of Port of Spain that is here.
Yeah.
Not here. Here.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we got to leave.
And you had to have the administration willing to assist you in implementing your policies. That's what you need in the city.
Forward-thinking people, Richard, Wendell. Anyhow, we got to go.
I'd take the whole council on a trip if I had to back then. Anyway, folks, have an absolutely wonderful day. Remember to let go. And you know who need that too? Richard Arima. Yeah. Arima need a bunch of people with the love for Arima. I sent a video to the deputy mayor of Arima, who's the councillor for my area, about a massive pothole in front of Massey in Mandalay here.
Yes, I know the pothole well.
Vehicles disappear in it. I sent it up 2 weeks now. He ain't watched the video yet.
Yeah.
2 weeks I sent the video. He ain't watched it yet.
Yeah. I call that pothole Leo. I say, hey, look, Leo, still there, boy.
It's right at the exit of Massey. I even feel Massey then.
You had to go down into the pothole to come out.
And come back up.
Yep. I know it.
I sent the video.
I said, let's call it Leo. I say, hey, Leo is still here. How you going?
Up to now. What's his name? What's the deputy mayor name? Because he's the councillor for my area. Oh,
I can't remember his name.
Joel. No, it's not Joel.
Anyhow, guys, we gotta go.
He ain't watched the video yet, Richard.
Guys, we gotta go.
Bye. Oh, Lord.
Have a fantastic day. Whatever you do, remember the weekend begins tonight. So remember to smile and laugh. It's great for your health.
Folks, have an absolutely wonderful day. Let go, let God, one life, live it. Lord, Father, live it.
And, just one question. Say, Charles.
Yes.
Does Gael carry us until we come to a complete end?
I think so. They're going already?
No, I'm asking.
Yeah, most days.
Most times when I'm watching, they go till the end.
I think sometimes if you end the ending video too quickly, it looks sudden.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. It's a kind of housekeeping thing that I shouldn't really.
Yeah. It's a scolding on the air. That's all right.
What Listen, remind me tomorrow we're going to discuss your faith. We have a nice video to play. We're going to discuss your faith.
Faith.
Right?
Okay, cool.
And I'm coming back with that pothole by Massey.
Your faith in what? You mean the banking sector?
Faith.
Yeah, bring back that pothole. Sorry, I wonder. We can talk about it because a pothole like that is what caused the man to lose his life in Manhattan, brains out, you know.
Boy, if you see
halfway across the road.
Yeah. Well, that old Tampuna road, I don't know. They need to that road. I think before they mill that road, they have to bring the IRO and say prayers on that whole stretch, and then mill it, and then repeat it.
Yeah, Tampuna Road is a kamikaze course.
Yeah.
It's a kamikaze course.
Right.
You can't just drive on that road. You gotta know it.
So we have to go again. All right, guys?
Yes, you're going. So have a fantastic day, people. And this has been the Breakfast Show. Like we don't want to say goodbye this morning. I told you. The Breakfast Show.
Yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The Breakfast Show got the vibes turned